we last left you, you were sitting at a table at the Capitol, all discussing what does this mean? The Baba Yagas, the Stregas, the Magi, and you just couldn't piece them together. And as if uh, guided by some force, a clue lends itself as the gentleman that you were describing, that you know as Vangelis Trainopoulos, approaches your table at the Capitol. Good evening. I understand you are going to be taking an undertaking.
No idea what you're talking about.
And he looks at Boomy, and then looks at Tyke. And then he looks back at Nash. I think you might. And that's okay. We don't have to say it out loud. I just have a simple request before you engage in the endeavors, and it might be worth your while to hear me out. Is that agreeable?
Take a seat.
I prefer to stand. Thank you. These pants cost me over $1,000.
You had to slip that in there, didn't you?
I did.
I mean, I would agree why he wouldn't want to sit down in here.
In any case,
Yes. Sorry.
thank you for your time. I only ask that when you succeed, I'm fairly confident you will, that you allow me to deliver her payment.
Okay. This is interesting.
What did she tell you her name was?
Victoria.
It's not her name.
She was weirdly forthcoming. So I suspected there was something she was hiding from us, but...
Yes, so my request is, if you, each of you, and he looks and makes eye contact with each and every one of you, allow me to deliver her payment. Her name is Lucy, by the way. She's a Strega, daughter of Lucrezia. And all of you know Lucrezia is the head of the Strega house in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
If you allow me to deliver the payment, I will owe each of you a favor.
You sold.
Always do with favors.
Mm-hmm. Favors from high places are good.
Agreed?
Favors from somebody who buys $1,000 pants.
I'd say so, yeah.
Okay. Well then, he reaches slowly into his very expensive suit coat pocket, pulls out a business card, puts it on the table. All it has on it is a phone number. He says, when you are completed, you may call that number, and we will arrange a meet.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
He smiles. He stands up even taller. Magi, thank you for your cooperation. He turns and leaves. The way he says it is just, just that grating, like, oh.
Yeah,
So yes.
Yes, as he walks off, Nash will just go, yeah, that was fucking weird. He's a weird man.
I mean, yeah. But when you've got that kind of money, I think weird comes with the territory.
Yeah, but it's
Anyone can make a will plus underworld plus larceny, or will plus social plus politics roll.
I'll do will underworld, and then I'll would analyst work with that?
You know what? I would allow, yes, will plus underworld plus intelligence analysis. That would work as well.
Or analytic mind
Will help. Yeah, you get
will
to add
help.
that to it.
All right, so can I add them both? Can I add analytic mind and analyst, or
Did you take the analyst trait?
I took
Or is it
analyst intelligence analysis?
the skill, the subskill intelligence analysis? Yeah, that's the subskill you'd be using. So you'd be
Oh,
rolling
yeah.
a will plus underworld plus intelligence analysis as your target number, and then you'd add 3 for your analytic mind.
Oh fuck! I've got a lot in that. So well, 7, 13, so it's 18 plus analysis. So that's going to be 22.
Okay. Go ahead and make those rolls if you all know your numbers already.
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
Nowhere
No.
near for me.
Yeah, I rolled a 9, so I'm well under.
Okay. All right. Then what? And this is where levels of success will come into play. What is the levels of success that you achieved with that? Which would be the levels of the subskill you used plus 1 for any trait that you have at 3 that was applied.
Okay, so that would be 6 then. for
Okay.
me.
And you always start with 1, even if you don't have any levels of the trait.
1.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, it's very clearly this is a. So it's clear, obvious. It's obvious. It's a political play. It's obvious to Quinn that this is going to show some level of predatory superiority on Vangelis's part to Lucy, and Nash, you know that this is going to really piss Lucy off. It will really piss Lucy off. The fact that, because it's going to imply that Vangelis owns, or at least works or hires you, and that you worked for him. That said, you know, it's not a statement of I own them so much as they work for me. So I know what you're doing. I know what you're up to and all that jazz. It is a very pretentious play.
Yeah, it's a power move.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. So
I got no problem with that. Plus, she'd do the same to us if she was given a chance.
she was going to see how much you knew. Very clearly, you had to really squeeze that information out.
Mhm.
All right. So, random. All of a sudden, you're becoming very, very popular amongst many
It's
people.
the houses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This has
Oh,
been a
God.
very surreal 12 hours.
Well, it's going to get weirder because we're going to have to hit it tonight.
Yeah, we can't wait. We can't delay. I don't know why. I don't know why Vangelis had. Because was I told it was Vangelis?
Yeah, it was Vangelis that had Allie over there.
So I don't know why he had her in there. I don't know what that is, but still, we have to hit it tonight because we can't hit it tomorrow. We don't want to be fucking with the Baba Yagas.
We also can't wait till after, because if it's the Baba Yaga money we're taking and
Yep.
the transporter is there tomorrow, odds are that's what he's transporting.
So say your prayers, eat your vitamins. We have got work to do.
It's go time.
It's go time. All right. So, here's what I would like to do before we transition to that scene. I would like, if you want, this will only benefit you, for everybody to come together and one of you make a will plus strategic plus tactics roll, and everyone else can add their LOS, which is the level of tactics plus any traits that would assist in that formula, like analytic mind, specialized training, strategic. They could add their LOS to that one person's target number as an assistant.
And
Okay.
if you don't have anything in tactics, it's just one or none.
It's just one. It's just one.
Yeah.
You'd be able to add one to both target number and LOS.
Could I
The
use
LOS
espionage instead of tactics?
I will allow it.
Cool. 'Cause
I will allow it.
In that case, I've got a 7 in espionage.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'll aid, but I'm only giving the flat one. I don't have
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, I'm only giving a 1.
Okay,
So who here has specialized training in strategic? That's you? Okay.
Oh, no, I've got the espionage, so if I'm using
All right, and you got the
then-
espionage. Yep. Okay, so
So
you're going to make that roll with a +3 to your target number and a +3 to your LOS.
So the
What
target number
analytics?
without the +3 is...
Oh,
oh,
hold on a second.
yep.
Analytic mind would absolutely add.
So that's another +1 then, isn't it? 'Cause I
Yep.
got 3 in analytic mind.
Right,
So
so you
yeah,
get a
and it's
+4 total.
+4. So I've got 21 just for my stats, +4, so 25 is my target number.
Excellent. Go ahead and make that roll.
And that is an 11.
Excellent. And so what is your total? 7, 8, 9, 10. You have a 10, which is great. That means, all right, how this translates. So you all work together with Quinn really piecing things together and saying, this is how we should do this. This is how we should enter this. This is how we should go here. This is where we should go. And when and how, and coordinating it. And because of all of that, and because of your teamwork together, that successful roll that Quinn just made will reduce the difficulty rating of breaking and entering into this property and getting to where you need to go inside the facility. Once you get inside the facility, I should say, any difficulties that you encounter will be reduced by 2 difficulty ratings. So a hard difficulty rating will become an easy.
Let's go.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So if you encountered a hard lock, suddenly it's an easy lock. If you encountered a hard, obstacle to surpass, it now becomes an easy obstacle to surpass based on the difficulty ratings, which is pretty handy.
Yeah.
Pretty good. All right. So you guys have coordinated. You have planned. You have prepared. And I will say before you enter the site, if anyone wants to maybe cast some wardings or protections or something like that, you are able to do so. And
Could
yeah, go ahead.
So could I use divination to get an idea about how many people there are on site?
You absolutely can do that. So the first thing we'll do that roll. That's going to be a magic plus magical plus divination.
Okay, so I don't have anything to it, so it is 14, 19.
Okay, let's make a roll.
Oh, fuck, 19.
So I don't know if I've explained to you what happens if you fail a divination roll. Because divination is a bit different than some of the other magics. There is a thing called Apollo touched. If you fail a roll, if you ask a divination question and you fail a roll, then you roll a single d12, and then I roll a single d12 as the ST. If those numbers match, Apollo visits you and you are off your rocker for the next few minutes. The more you can only ask 3 questions in a scene because divination is extremely powerful. If you were to fail those 3 questions, then that's 3 rolls, and every time you fail one and ask again or ask something else, you have to roll. The ST rolls extra dice, and you roll 1, and then I get to try to. So it becomes pretty brutal. All right, so you know that there are you sit and you concentrate, and you're like, I want to scry the inside of this building. You look inside, and you can see there are 5 guys, 4 regular sized guys, and 1 just monster of a guy. Just this huge dude. The four guys have they all have semi-automatic weapons hanging down, like just near them or on straps around them. They're not patrolling; they're hanging out. They are. Some of them are like working on one of them's working on a car. Some of them are just sitting around drinking. But clearly, they're just there to be present, right? The big guy. He has. He doesn't have any. There's a big sledgehammer next to him, and there's also like the axle of a car. It's big chunk of metal next to him. But he's sitting there, and he's like, he grabs this axle, and he's like curling it. Right, he's working out. He's just these arms the size of tree trunks. Yeah. So there's that. You got those five guys, and you know that Donovan is about to leave. In your scrying vision, you can see Donovan heading out through the front office door as you are watching. All right. That's the divination. So you know that that's what you're going to encounter. Who else wants to do something magical?
I'm going to do a warding on everyone to try and
Okay.
boost up a little bit of protection.
Okay. So warding on 3 people is going to reduce. Each person is going to be a -5 modifier after the first. Are you including yourself in that?
I'm leaving myself out of it.
Okay. So you're going to only suffer a -10 to your target number. And I'm assuming no one here has a magic resistance higher than 3, other than Tyke. Okay. So, all right.
Alright, so -10.
Yep.
Okay. Oh. So I rolled a 7.
Okay.
My original target number would have been 20 because I have a 7 in warding, 8 magical, 5 magic.
Nice. So it's a 10. So you succeeded.
Yes.
Excellent. What are you warding against? Harm?
I'm warding against bodily harm, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, and what is your level of success? Which is their levels of warding?
So my level of warding is 7.
7. And do you have specialized training in magical?
No, I do not.
Okay. Then for the next 7 minutes, you all have this ward that halves any damage that you take.
Nice.
And as we're outside, I know I've read something about it, but I can summon little things like a t-shirt or a combat vest or something, like literally the things that I would wear in a combat situation.
Correct.
So he pulls his arms out and this vest appears over the t-shirt. A little knife appears by his side and his face changes from this calm sort of pious man to a bit more stern, like that combat mode's activated and he's now ready.
Excellent. Awesome. So, so Tyke just transforms, and it's you and for those of you, like, there's no like whooshing or magical effects unless you wish them to be. So in an instant, all of a sudden Tyke is now armed, armored, and ready to go. Anybody else want to do anything magical?
I've already done my bit.
Yep.
so-
Boomy?
Boomy will kind of want to try and do, I'd say probably warding, just to kind of disguise his face.
Oh.
Or kind of put a bit of a disguise on him, because obviously...
Okay. You don't want
We're
your face
going-
to be recognized. Right.
Yeah, we're going to be putting a job with poking around with kind of major players. I kind of won't want anybody to recognize the fact that I was there.
Okay. Absolutely. There's no modifier unless you're affecting other people.
Okay, cool.
So you go ahead and make that roll. It's a magic plus magical plus warding.
So I'm aiming for a 15. Ooh! That's a 19!
Okay, so it didn't work,
Oh.
but that's okay. We have what's called the try again roll. And do you have a magical of 8 or more?
I don't. Magical's 6.
Okay, that's fine. So then you try it, nothing happens. You can try it again. If you try it again the subsequent round, you get a +1 to your target number. It's the try again rule. So you
Okay.
can go ahead and try again with a 16 target number now.
That's an 18.
Oh, you're just really trying. You're like, nope. This is not working. It's not working. So unfortunately, no.
I'm
ward.
noticeable. Cool.
Yeah.
Guys,
All right.
time's ticking. We need to go.
Anybody else?
I mean, if
Well-
Nash knows what he's doing, what Boomy's trying and failing, Nash will just kind of go, "Wait a minute, who are you?"
It's probably not, unless he said something out loud, because magic is generally.
That's
Like
a
that,
shame
so-
because that would be.
But
But
funny.
that's so funny. I love it though. I love
Quinn with his magic ability of fuck all is just gonna pull up the collar on his jacket and start walking.
that. All right, so you are able to bypass because the difficulty ratings was reduced because of your tactics and planning. You are able to bypass the fence without a problem. You are able to bypass and not leave tracks through the junkyard, and you are able to distract the dogs with scented little socks that you toss, and they chew them up and eat them, and that's it. So you all get to the garage. There's the door. You can hear music coming from inside. You see the door is not resting flush with the ground, the rolling door that goes up and down, because it's broken. So it's at an angle. You don't know if it's motorized or not. It has handles on it, so it's obviously it could be lifted. There is a shop door next to it that you could go in or out as well, but there's no windows. The window on the shop door has been spray painted black. What would you like to do?
Didn't Ali say it would probably be best to go through the shop door?
Yeah.
Alright. So I think there's only one man for that particular job.
Well, it depends on how we're playing it. Are we going guns blazing or?
I mean, I think if I go in stealthy, I can be pretty stealthy.
I mean, I can probably join you to a certain degree with that. No, I can't.
I might be able
No.
to join reasonably, but again, as soon as we have Clanky over there coming in.
Excellent. So, there's a possibility that you could shimmy under that opening of the door, Quinn, and sneak in. It's possible. Let me see what they're. Okay. If you want to do that, your stealth roll would be at a moderate difficulty rating.
Okay. So, just to
That'd
make
be
sure I'm
minus-
calculating this correctly.
Yeah, tell me what your target number is, and I'll tell you what
So
you're.
my agility is 7.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 8 in athletics,
So it's 15.
and then a 7 in stealth.
It's 22.
2, and then I've also got the sneaky jacket, which adds 3.
Yep, 25.
So 25 is my.
25. All right, and that's going to be an 8 LOS. So that means that 25 minus 6 is 19. Your target number is going to be 19.
Wish me luck, guys.
You're gonna fuck it.
That is a 14.
Excellent. You succeed. So you see Quinn kind of peer under the door, wait for a moment, and then just kind of roll and kind of slide at the same time and skids under the door soundlessly. And Quinn is inside, and so far none of the 5 notice you. You're going to, you know where to go. You know that you need to go to the office, and you know that there's a special filing cabinet, right?
Yep.
So sneaking past the group, you're fine. You get to the office door. The office door is closed. there is a lock. Like it's obviously a key lock, but looking at the door, it's not flushed all the way. So it's not locked.
Cool. Try and check if there's anything that's like a security system or a trigger on the door.
Certainly. You can give me a will plus strategic plus awareness or investigation or security systems.
I'm going to go with strategic awareness.
Okay. And you can add acute senses as well.
Yeah, so that is 21 plus acute senses, 24.
Okay.
And that is a 20.
All right. So you succeed. You don't see, you're like looking for wires, little things, little pieces of tape or anything that would indicate that the door was open.
Opened.
You don't see anything.
I'm going to very gently
Okay.
push it open.
There's a little bit of resistance when you start to push, and then you hear this as the hinge squeaks super loud. He has old-fashioned security. Ungreased hinges. Let me make a roll. Oh, okay. So, you folks on the outside. Oh wait, doesn't Quinn have danger sense? No. All
I
right.
got
Oh,
danger
just Nash and Boomy.
Yeah.
Nash and Boomy, you know that something was about to go happen. You just all of a sudden there's like a tension, and you think, oh, something happened.
I quickly pull out my combat knife and scrape it against the door in front of us to try and make even more noise.
Excellent. No rolls necessary. Quinn, you hear, what was that? And then I think somebody's outside. And you hear the sound of fighters prepping for something to fight. You are alone, being left alone, and you are good. The door opens the rest of the way, and you can see the office. There's nobody in it. There's nothing in it. You see the filing cabinet in question. I would like us to roll initiative now.
All right.
Can't imagine why.
So, initiative is 2d12 plus your modifier, yeah?
No, just 1d12 plus your modifier.
Oh, Jesus.
I missed my tray. There we go.
All right, so let's go around. Let's start over. Tyke, what is your initiative?
19.
19. All right, and Quinn?
22.
Oh, nice. Nash? Oh, it's a
It's the purple one.
1.
So that is going to be a 14.
14. And then Boomy?
21.
21. Nice. 14 for Nash. Well, all of you go before they do, so
Well, that's good.
lucky you. Yeah. All right. So we've got Quinn is first, Boomy second, Tyke third, Nash fourth, Bad Guys fifth. All right. So here's what we're going to do. Quinn, you have your first. Now you're starting to move in action. So you have roughly 6 seconds. A round is 6 seconds. What would you like to do?
I'm going to head to the filing cabinet, the old-looking one.
Yep, you are. You see it. It is clearly locked.
Can I,
There's a small chain around it with a padlock.
can I try and pick the lock?
You absolutely can. It's only a moderate difficulty. So it's going to be a minus. So tell me your target number, and then we'll figure out what your.
Yeah. So,
modifiers.
is it agility for that? Or
Yep.
Yeah. So it's 22. And then can I use criminal mind for that or not?
Yes, you may.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to be 25.
Excellent. So then again, it's a minus 6. So it's going to be a
26.
19.
Cool. And that is a 14.
Excellent. So you easily just whip out those lockpicks, clunk, The lock opens. The thing falls off. The chain, you pull the chain off before it makes any clunking sound or anything. Put the chain down. And do you want to open the filing cabinet? I will let you do that this round.
Sure.
You open the filing cabinet. It is. It's a closet. It's weird because it's up against a wall, and the filing cabinet's only like a foot wide, but you are standing at a closet door, and you can step into this room that is 20 foot by 10 foot. And you can see there are benches, and on these benches are boxes. There is a safe in the middle of the room. There is a briefcase sitting in front of the safe that looks like it was just recently put there. You can see there are banker boxes there. You don't see anything. Everything seems to be neatly organized, which is discordant with everything else you've seen about this place. All right, that's where we're at. That's your action. You can have stepped in if you want.
Yep.
Okay. Now we go to Boone.
So Boomy will probably draw out his sort of wood axe that he kind of keeps in his bag.
Excellent.
And he will stand by the shop door and wait for somebody to come out.
Okay. Which is still closed, by the way. You can hold an action. How you hold an action is basically you can do all of your other stuff in the round except for the attack, and then you say, I'm going to wait until somebody comes by and then I'm going to attack them. And then you can make your 2 martial attacks if you have them, or 1, or however many you have. Cool?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So that was so Boomy gets ready, axe ready. It's a little scary. I don't want to see an axe to the face. All right, then we go to Tyke.
Okay, so Tyke sidles up to the side of the door that Quinn rolled under.
Okay.
Obviously, it's partially open enough for a human to get under.
Yep.
With a magic of 8, or magical of 8, he's going to use a summoning to get a smoke grenade.
Okay.
Obviously, being part of the military, he's got a lot of stuff that he's had attached. So he's going to try and summon a smoke grenade to be able to pull it and throw it under.
I like it. I love it. Now, here's the thing with that is if you're going to do a magical action, you can't then also do a martial action or even another action. So you could summon it up, yep, and then you could have another magical action as well. So you could summon another one, and then pull them both out, or you could summon something else, or you could do some other magical action.
Alright, I will attempt to summon his sidearm. So he's got
Perfect.
his sidearm and a smoke bomb.
Okay, so I need 2 summoning rolls. They are no difficulty.
No difficulty. So, first one, I rolled a 15 out of 16.
Okay,
Nice.
success.
Smoke bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And the second one, I'm rolling a 5
Ooh.
out of 15. So
All right.
I'm basically sidearm, smoke bomb.
Yep, there you go. All right, so you now have your items. You are set. Those are actually, you have moved, you're all set. And now we go to Nash.
Now, Nash, kind of seeing what Tyke is doing, he is going to shout very loudly. Everybody come out with your hands up. This is the police. And I'm going to use... I want them to come out unarmed. That is the objective.
All right, are you going to use this
unarmed.
magically? Are you going to magically,
No.
or are you going to do it just regular? Okay, so I need
I'm gonna
a
do it
regular persuasion roll.
So I was going to wonder if I could use deceit.
You absolutely can use deceit.
So it'd be will, underworld, or will social deceit.
I could absolutely say that, yeah.
Oh, Jesus, that's going to be high. All right. So that's 7. So that's going to be 23.
Okay.
And that is a 16.
Excellent. All right. So, what are your levels of success with that?
For deceit, that's 7.
7. Did you use criminal mind or analytic mind? I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't use analytic mind. So that
So
would
that's
be
8.
8. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So that's a hard. Let's see. All right. You hear there's some tumult going on the inside of things falling over. Everyone hears crashing from inside the garage as if things are being knocked over. And you hear, "Fuck! It's the cops! Get ready! You ain't taking me, copper!" And then, like they're like, "Hey, go over, open the door." So, all right. So then this is their action. They all prep for like this frontal assault, and then Nash or not Nash, Tyke and Boomy, you hear the clomping of big boots come over to the spot where Tyke is standing us on the side, and you see his fingers, these massive fingers, just reach underneath the door, just and the door gets flipped open, and you see this just big dude standing there. And he looks around. He looks really confused for a moment. Now, that triggers Boomy's held action if Boomy wants to hit him. All right.
I want to use the back end of my axe.
Okay.
So it's more like a sledgehammer getting in the face.
So this is going to be considered, and you're using both hands. It'll be considered a large weapon, but we'll say it's non-lethal. So you're not gonna slice off a limb. I mean, you'll just bruise him really badly. Go ahead and make you have martial of 8.
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna make 2 attacks. So it's gonna be a either body or agility, whichever's higher, plus martial plus melee, and then you're gonna add 3. Are you gonna target a location? Do you want to hit him in the nose? Do you want to hit him in the face? Do you want to hit him in the arm?
I'm swinging for the face.
The face. Okay, so your target number is going to be that body plus martial plus melee,
Right.
plus any traits that will add to it, like spectrum, martial, or fearless, and then plus 3 for the size, but then minus 5 for the face. But it's going to add 2 to your damage. All right, so go ahead and make that roll.
18, 21. So that's 21, 24, so 19. Target number.
Okay.
11.
Okay, so you smash this guy in the face, and what is your levels of success with that? So it's going to be your level of melee plus 1 for spec training martial, plus 2 for the location, plus 3 for the plus 1, plus 2, plus 3. So it's plus 6, whatever your levels are.
Level, I've got 5 levels, specialized martial training, so that brings that to 6, then plus 6.
Okay, 6 plus, 6 plus, I'm sorry, 5. 6 plus 5. So that's going to be 11. 11 levels of damage. So you smack this dude, crack! And you're going to go, oh! And you hear stuff, you just hear smack, cracking. Go ahead and hit him again. Same target number.
That's a full.
Okay, you hit. It's going to do the same levels of damage, so 11 again. So you just did 22 levels of damage. This crack, and he has the audacity to stand there and look confused for a moment. He's got these 2 big dents in the side of his face. He's like, hey. And then he's already acted, so he can't hit you or anything, but he's now focused on Boomy.
Oh, shit.
All right. So that was them. The other guys, where is Nash standing, by the way?
I mean, Nash wouldn't have positioned himself in front of the door, but he would.
Right.
You know, he's an idiot. He's not that much of an idiot. So
I will say there's some cover there. That he'll have half cover.
yeah. I mean,
So
it's
he's like,
probably-
hey, come on out.
yeah, it's probably still like visible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. So a few of them will try to give. They're going to try to shoot at Nash. Nash has dodgy. So when we get the first one.
Yeah. So yeah,
Okay.
first one.
All right. So then two more are coming at you. Are you going to attempt to dodge those?
Okay. I'm gonna kind of go back to what we were talking about earlier.
Okay. Oh right.
So I want to use divination.
Oh right. That would have been a magical action that you would have done on your turn.
Oh, okay. So yeah, no worries. I'll
Right.
do that on
So
my next.
yeah, that could be on your next turn.
So yeah,
so, all right.
I am dodging because I do
Okay.
have dodge.
What is your dodge?
My dodge is 5.
Okay, so that's going to be minus that. Okay.
I'm assuming you meant level of success, yeah, for the dodge.
Yep. Yeah, the dodge derived stat.
Yeah.
Okay. So one. Oh, but you have a ward on against you against bodily harm.
Yep.
All right. Let me do that then. That's going to be all right. So you end up. One of the bullets go whizzing by you. One of them clanks into the car that you're standing kind of next to. One of them goes wide over your shoulder. The other one grazes you across. Right, he kind of comes at an upward angle and grazes you across the cheekbone. You take 3 levels of damage because of the ward.
Okay, is that already halved? Yeah.
Yeah, that's already halved. You would have taken 6, but that's halved.
Cool.
All right, that was their action. So now all of a sudden there's gunfire. Quinn, you hear gunfire. All right.
So Quinn's gonna turn around
Mm-hmm.
and see if he can maybe get behind one of them and just kind of punch him in the back of the head.
You are absolutely. They are not paying attention to you at all. So
Sweet.
I will say, because of your high levels of stealth, that you are able to sneak up behind one. Yeah. So, what are you going to do? You're going to just try to bash him with something?
Yeah, so I've got some levels in unarmed.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, just trying to kind of.
Yeah, that's agility plus martial plus unarmed. Is it?
That's the
your-
plan.
Your martial is 7 or less, or 8 or higher.
6.
Okay, so it's 1 attack. Go ahead and
Yep.
make your attack roll.
So that's 11, 7, 18.
Okay. He has no idea, so he's not getting a defense. He has no idea this is coming.
Cool. And that is a 15 on the dice. So that
Okay.
hits.
A success.
And then I've got 5 is the success.
Okay. So you just clock him in the back, and he's like, ugh. All right, and then he turns around. But that's about it. All right. So that was on Quinn. Then it goes to Boomy.
Crack, crack.
So the
I'm
guy's
trying-
looking at you. He's like, ugh. Hey. And then,
Bang.
Sorry, buddy. Whack.
okay. Go ahead, make your attack roll. This time, though, he is aware of you, so he actually gets a defense. So go ahead and make that attack roll.
I rolled an 11.
Okay, so it's a success. He is blocking, so he puts his hands up like this. You come down on his hands. What is your damage? It was 11. It was 11 originally.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be minus half, rounding down. So minus 5. So he's going to take 6 levels of damage. So he's
Cool.
taking 28. You have one more attack.
As he's got his arms up blocking like that,
Yeah.
I use the momentum to swing down and whack him in the nuts.
Excellent. He will still try to attempt to block, but go ahead and make that attack roll.
So that's a 15.
Okay, so that's going to be a hit. He's already got 2 dents in his head. His arms are now cracked. He heads up. He looks. He opens his eyes and he sees, and his eyes go wide. He's like, "No!" And he tries to bring his knee up, and it catches him. You catch him on the leg, but it still just gouges him right between the legs, and he's like, "Oh!" and falls over unconscious for another 6. So you've done 34 levels of damage to him.
Jesus.
He is now unconscious. That was the big guy. You did not want him grabbing you.
Nope.
All right. You can still move if you'd like.
I just kind of watch him drop, kind of hold my axe, look at the nearest other person, and just kind of grin and walk towards them.
Okay. Are you going to take cover?
Yeah, I'll kind of sit there, and as I kind of move towards them and grin, I'm just kind of ducked aside and behind a car.
Okay. So you grin at him and you move in and you step behind part of the lift. And that's demoralizing to them. Because you just took out... They're like, "George, no!" And then... so there's only 4. Okay. That was Boomy. So now it is Tyke.
So Tyke standing there seeing this all unfold, just sits there for a second and looks up and says, "Why are they like this?" And men, you hear him just shout out, "Men, we need to leave what we came here for." And he just pulls the pin and throws the smoke grenade behind him to go in.
Okay.
So, do you want that as a martial action?
No, you can either do ranged or throwing if you have levels of throwing. But are you throwing it into the garage?
Into the garage, yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right.
So I'm going to do that, which I rolled a 6 against
Oh,
my
that's good.
ability of 11, 16.
Yep. All right. So it lands exactly where you want it to land.
Cool.
And smoke
And-
fills a 20-foot by 20-foot area, basically obscuring them.
And then I'm going to, because I've got an 8 in martial,
Mhm.
I'm going to basically ready my pistol
Okay.
as a ranged action if anyone comes out of the smoke to shoot.
Okay. So the smoke grenade lands in a spot where it encompasses the 4 remaining individuals and Quinn. Quinn is also in that smoke. So so that is everyone is going to have a hard difficulty rating. It's an environmental penalty. So they're gonna anything that they do in that action except for movement is going to be at a hard. And let me see. Oof. You can tell. Quinn can tell this. He's the last person to see them. They start to look a little worried. And then all of a sudden, smoke, and you can't see much of it. All right.
Definitely say that Tyke has shouted out, "Get what we came for. We need to go."
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's why they look worried. Nash.
Alright. Can Nash use divination to figure out a way through the smoke without bumping into anyone, without alerting anyone, and getting to where we need to be?
Absolutely. Give me a divination roll.
Alright, so it is magical 14. So 19.
Excellent.
Okay, that's 14.
Perfect. All right. So Nash closes his eyes and sees how he sees the scene play out for the next 6 seconds. He sees a few different scenarios where he sees which way to go. While one way didn't work, this other way didn't work. Then he sees one way that will skirt around the lift by where Boomy is standing, is taking cover, to skirt past him, and the 3 of you go in and meet up with Quinn in the office. You actually see that and then you open your eyes and you're back to the scene where you just were. You still have your magical is 8 or 6 or something.
My magical is 8.
8, so you get another magical action if you'd like.
Another magical action would be I think it probably would be to kind of again using divination to figure out probably how they're going to be attacking, if that was any way of doing that.
Okay.
Just to kind of probably give Boomy a bit of a boost.
All right. Okay. You can absolutely do that. So go ahead and give me a divination roll.
Okay, so same 19, yeah.
Same. Yep. Same thing.
Oh fuck, 21.
Oh, so you're trying to focus, but just the pain in your cheek just kind of pulls you away. You can't get that focus. All right. Okay. So unfortunately, that doesn't work. But you do know the path. Are you going to start moving down that path?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I'm heading for the goal.
You all see Nash confidently walk through the door, in the line of where people would be shooting, just normally walking like as if he knows he's not going to get shot, because he's not. And then walks around behind Boomy, this way, and then continues walking, and then just on the edge of the smoke, through a little bit of it, and you see Quinn looking behind you. You see Nash, right, just like 5 feet behind you. All right. Then it's their turn. What you didn't see, what you would have seen if you had been successful, is the four of them are like, back up, regroup, and they all start backing up out of the smoke. Quinn, the guy doesn't seem to know that you're there. He saw that you punched him and he looked around, but all of a sudden now he can't see anything. And all you did was just kind of shift a little bit and you can't see. So they all back up further into the shop. Which then, but they're not looking for anyone standing where Quinn and Nash are. They're looking into past the smoke, and they all just start opening fire into the smoke. They're not bright. But because none of them succeeded on an awareness roll, they don't notice the two of you kind of over here by the other end of the lift. So you are successfully in this office. They have backed up, but now you know that if you don't stealth or try to sneak past, they will likely see you. But it's hard because of all the chaos going on. They're going to have a penalty. They're going to have a difficulty. Okay. So they all opened fire. They didn't hit anyone because they didn't have a target to shoot. But there was a lot of gunfire happening. And we go back to the top of the round with Quinn.
I'm going to try and stealth back to the office.
All right, go ahead and make that stealth roll, please.
That is a 10. Target.
That's success.
Oh, a lot higher, yeah.
All right, so Quinn just slinks back to the office. And you can move. Your full movement would be enough to get into the office and to
into the cabinet.
The cabinet. Do you want to go into the cabinet further, or do you want to do? Is there anything else you want to do? Okay, so you can move your double movement, which means go all the way into the cabinet, which is entirely open. If there's anything you want to grab, I will happily say you can do so.
I think I'll wait for the others to get up there before I start grabbing stuff.
You do notice, one of the things you noticed when you came in there, because you have acute senses, is that the banker boxes, there's 5 of them stacked up on top of each other. You get the distinct scent of freshly minted cash. All right. Boomy.
I'd like to sort of go around the lift and go up to the line where they're standing and kind of get behind one of them, get my axe, get the kind of handle up underneath the chin and try and choke one of them out whilst kind of using them as a body shield.
Okay, what is your movement? What is your speed?
28.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Okay, so all right, so all of a sudden, so they've just loaded a bunch of bullets into the smoke, and they're all aiming, looking at the smoke, and all of a sudden, Boomy just steps through the smoke and goes, swings the axe wide, go ahead and make me you're grappling because
Yeah.
you want to use them as a right. So you're going to go ahead and make me since you're using a weapon, this will be the same weapon as an attack roll. I'll be like an attack roll.
Okay. I don't get the penalties for aiming, do I?
Nope, no penalties for the aiming.
Okay.
And since you're grappling, you're not worried about damage, so it's not. So any damage is going to be reduced to 0, but you might have grappled them.
21. What's 16?
16.
So
That is
16.
a success. All right. So, how this works is grappling. Okay. It works that the damage reduced to 0 and the target is grappled. Their speed is halved, but they cannot move if you weigh more than the grapple character can carry. These guys are not big. Boomy is big. I'm going to say that they're not going to be able to carry you. So their movement is that one guy you have is 0. Now you can. What is your body? Your body attribute?
5.
5, and then what is your athletics attribute?
4.
4. All right, so that's going to be, 225 pounds. Do you have anything in lifting by chance?
I don't.
Okay. Do you have fearless or anything that affects athletics?
No.
Okay. All right. So 225 pounds, not a problem. This guy weighs about $150. So you now grab him and hoist him up. He is considered grappled. And that would be a 9, if I'm not mistaken, levels of success. No, wait, it's you have 5, right? Plus special training martial.
Yeah.
Plus that's 6. Yeah, it's 9 because of the large weapon. All right, excellent. So how to break it? They have to use their action to try to break it, and they have to. They have a negative modifier of 9. But you have another martial action, right? You can restrain them, which means they can then become a human shield creature. So go ahead and make that another attack roll.
9.
Okay. So now what this means is that in order for this guy to break free, he has to make either a body plus martial plus some martial sub skill, either unarmed or something, or agility plus athletics plus acrobatics with a negative 18, which is not possible. So you have a human shield. So now Boomy's like, okay.
Yeah, Boomy kind of gets the under the chin and just looks at all of them, kind of goes, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way, boys. What would you like?" As he starts choking out the guy he's got.
Excellent. All right, that was Boomy. Tyke.
Tyke, hearing Boomy obviously say about we can do this the easy way or the hard way, Tyke now turns, looks inside, and basically looks at shaping a ward barrier around the smoke.
Okay.
To push it towards the 4 people.
I see. Okay. That's very interesting. Not used a ward that way before. That's cool. Go ahead and make me a warding roll. It's magical warding.
Yep.
That's also going to get Boomy, but yeah.
Well, I'm gonna start casting it to shape the barrier around the smoke to actually start capsulating it and pushing it back towards them.
Okay.
While I'm doing that, I'm gonna say, "You better get out of there. The smoke's gonna get there." And I rolled a 10 out of 20. And
Okay.
My levels of success would be 7, 8.
8. All right. So you create this ward and you start pushing it toward the group, and you say that out loud, and Boomy, you can hear it, or all of them can hear it, and the smoke starts. Boomy, you catch out of the corner, the smoke starts moving, and it moves about 20 feet, which then starts encompassing them, and that's about as far as it goes.
I will hold my second magical action because I do have an 8 in magical.
Excellent.
until I see Boomy move out or away from that smoke.
Okay.
I will then use a second magical action to basically solidify it against the wall. So there's
Okay. Oh,
barrier
okay.
that
I see.
holds the smoke to the left wall and the back wall.
All right. Boomy's already acted, so you're gonna wait until his next action, the
Yeah.
next round to do. Okay, I totally get it. That's great. You can do that. All right, then Nash.
So all these guys are covered in smoke again, yeah?
Not quite. Just reached up to them and got to around them, but Boomy isn't out of it yet. They can't see you though because the smoke is wrapped because it's encompassed in this area that's curved around. It's just
That's
formed.
what. That's
Yeah,
what
so
I
they can't see
needed.
you. Yep, they can't see you.
I'm gonna go grab me some money.
Okay, so you make your way into the office, and you can see again the filing cabinet is open, and you see it's a 20-foot by 10-foot, and you can see it's so just neatly organized. But there is and there's a Quinn standing there waiting patiently or impatiently, however.
I'll just kind of run in and go, "What the fuck are you waiting for?" And I'll just start grabbing.
Okay. There's the boxes, the banker boxes that are obviously full of cash. There's the briefcase that is in front of the safe, and then there's the safe.
Okay. So would I be able to use divination to figure out where the pentacles are?
I would say you don't even need to do that. Your guess is they're going to either be in the safe or in the briefcase. But yeah, you can attempt a divination to find out exactly what that is like.
Because I mean, we were told not to go for the safe. So
True.
I think that was quite reliable information.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
So I
I'm
don't
not
think
talking
I'm-
about this safe.
He does have another safe in his office under his desk,
Yeah.
and that one looks really cool. Yeah.
Alright,
So-
yeah, I'll go for the divination then.
Okay, go ahead. Make that roll. There's no penalty, no DR.
Okay, that would be an 11.
All right.
19.
You know that there are pentacles both in the briefcase and in the safe.
So what I'll do is I will grab the briefcase.
Okay.
I'm going to hold my second magical action
Okay.
because we may need to get through the fog to get out.
Right.
But then
Okay.
I'll turn to Quinn and say, deal with the safe.
What is Nash's body and athletics?
Okay, body is 2
Okay.
and athletics is 4.
Okay. So, all right. So that's going to be a total of 6. So that's 150. This briefcase is heavy. You can lift it with one hand, but it's like it's
Wild
cumbersome. It's cumbersome. It probably weighs like 40 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
And as you do that, you just see Quinn looking at you. That's why I waited.
All right. So you're holding your other magical action. So we got Tyke is holding, Nash is holding. Bad guys. They're like the one guy that Boomy has. He's like, no, man, no. And the other one who looks like probably the oldest is like, what do? You shoot the hostage, and he just unloads, and they start shooting at Boomy. Now, Boomy, you have the equivalent of a shield, which means you have tremendous cover. None of them are targeting. So, are you going to be dodging or blocking any of these?
So I will.
There's 3 shots coming at you. Actually, 6.
So, dodging is if I've got the dodgy trait, correct? Or
If you have dodgy, you can dodge 1 for free.
I don't.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I've
So
just
then,
got
if you were
points in the dodge.
okay, so you can
Sounds good.
decide whether you want to block to reduce damage, or if you want to dodge to try to not get hit. their attack modifiers are going to be penalized by the fact that you have a shield.
I'd like to try and dodge, see if I not get
Okay.
hit.
Perfect. All right. So, and that's going to subtract. So you are. What is your dodge? Is a 7 or your dodge trait?
Oh, the sub skill.
The derived stat at the top of the page.
8.
8. Perfect. All right. So that means that's halved, and then they're going to subtract. All right. I have to roll 3 or higher on 2 of these. Oh. Okay. So you like kind of move around and shift around, and you do not get hit with those first 2 shots. The third shot, unfortunately, you see one of the guys trips because the smoke has got him confused or something, and he moves to try to shoot Boomy in the head because it's the only part that he can actually see. But unfortunately, as he does this, you see one of the guys behind him takes that exact time to shoot, and you see the guy's head go, and he falls forward. So that takes out one guy. He rolled a 13 on his attack, and it was a failure. So it's a critical. So that guy's shot doesn't happen. So now there's 2 viable targets. And then the last one. So the guy you're holding is now unconscious because he's been hit 4 times. And the one guy is down now. Brain splattered all over the lift. There are 2 viable targets left. That was all their actions, and it goes back to the top of the round.
I am going to attempt to crack the safe.
Excellent. This is going to be lockpicking at a hard DR.
Okay. So
Do I have to hold my action for the trigger that I said?
Normally, yeah. But
No, it's fine
normally you have to wait for the trigger. Say, this is what I want to hold it for.
Cool.
So it's a 25, but then because it's a hard.
So it's minus 12, so it's going to be a 13.
Ooh.
Boy, if you roll a 13 on this, that would be amazing.
14.
You can try one more time. Because what is your athletics? I'm sorry, what is your underworld?
8.
Okay, so you will be able to try one more time with a plus 1.
Shall.
So it's going to be a 26, so it's a 13, so it's a 13. Same thing.
That is double 5s for a 10.
Excellent. So you're like, nope, that's not the way. That's not the way you're listening. Stop shooting! And then you're listening, and then you hear the tumblers, and you're like, clunk, clunk, and you open it up. The safe is open. When you open it up, you look inside, and there are 3 trays of these shiny silver pentacles. Each of the trays has 20 pentacles. It's a little heavy, but not unbearable. It weighs less than the briefcase, if that gives you an inclination.
Alright, so upon seeing him open that, and I've got the briefcase, can now do my divination.
You can, absolutely.
Get the fuck out of there.
You need the
Excellent.
boxes
Make your
of
roll.
money.
I got what we came for. I don't give a shit about anything else. Alright, so it would be 6, 14. I got 19 again. Come on. Ooh, 4.
All right. So you see the path of you. Again, you're basically going to follow the same path you came in, and you see the smoke kind of just being pushed aside by Tyke. So you see that's the way to go. And so now everybody that does that will be able to do so without any difficulty. Because anything that's a hard or less will be easy, thanks to your divination. All right. So that was your held action. Boomy.
So the smoke hasn't engulfed me yet.
No.
So I'm going to go up to the one who decided to shoot the hostage.
All of them shot the hostage.
Well,
the
yeah,
guy who said so. Okay.
yeah, the guy who kind of did that and kind of went, I just got to go, okay, hard way it is then, and pluck him on the head.
Okay. So you're gonna go for the head again. Same, like it was a 19, I think was the attack.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
It's a 19.
Nice. So he looks at you and is like, and you see him sidestep. He has the dodgy trait, so he dodges out of the way of that one. Unfortunately, but you have a second attack.
Yeah, so I kind of backhand it and just try and knock him into the smoke at the side of the head. And
Okay.
that was a 7.
You succeeded. He takes damage, and you see him get bounced back, and he is kind of slammed against the wall, and smoke kind of envelops it. All right, and then that now you still have movement.
I'm gonna look at the last one and just kind of go, it's okay. I haven't forgotten about you, and I'll step back into the smoke.
So okay. All right. So, so you you do that. Unfortunately, Tyke, that means your held action does not go. Go ahead. Now it is your turn.
So, seeing that Boomy hasn't walked out, Tyke sits and goes, no combat sense, and he sort of tries to mold around again and look around where Boomy would be inside the fog.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if I can try and do a divination to see where he is in the fog.
You absolutely
or try
can.
and hold it. So I'm going to try a divination. It's going to be me. I rolled a 12 out of 14. So I rolled.
All right. So you know exactly where Boomy is. He is just off of center to the right in the smoke, just outside, just at the edge. But he's completely engulfed.
And is that
He's about
enough?
10 feet away from the guy that has the gun.
Cool. So what I will then do is I'll use my second magical action to basically force a barrier around the guys that are in the fog and the guy that is outside the fog to try and trap them in the smoke and lock that barrier against the walls.
Okay, so you want to make a ward that keeps them from leaving and the smoke
Yes.
from leaving?
Yes.
Okay. All right, give me a warding roll. Let me see. Hold on a second. This is going to be, since it's affecting an area and you are specifically targeting them, there's going to be it will be a moderate because of one of the magic resistance of one of them. So that means it's going to be minus whatever. What's your total target number for that?
My total target number is a 20.
All right, so it's going to be 15.
Do you want me to use the roll I just did, or do you want me to re-roll now?
You can use the roll you just did if you want.
Okay, the roll I just did is a 1 and a 5. So it's 6.
So you succeeded. All right. So here's what happens. So how this would work is that, Boomy, you feel this rush past you, and the smoke kind of moves around, and then it creates this capsule against the wall that is more solidified. If they want to try to leave, they have to make some kind of athletics roll, and your levels of success for warding is 8, right? Or 7 or 8?
It is 8 in total, yeah.
Okay, so that means that they're going to have a hard difficulty to try to get out past that.
In my head, I'm trying to sort of combat focus of the fact of if I can keep them in there for a certain amount of minutes, they're not going to be able to hold their breath for that long.
Nope, exactly.
They're going to go down.
Yep, more than likely. And that ward will stay there. You don't have to keep it focused. You can leave it there, and it will stay there for the next 8 minutes. All right.
I should look at Boomy where I know he is and go, we need to do the job and leave.
That's
All
what
right.
they're doing.
Okay.
Sort of,
That's Tyke and then Nash.
Okay, so Nash is going to spend his entire turn getting out.
Okay. So Nash runs past you. lugging a briefcase that is very clearly heavy.
Need some help.
Makes his way all the way, unless somebody wants to grab it from. Okay.
Hernias
Excellent.
are the biggest cause of problems in the army right now.
So Nash makes it outside of the garage. The bad guys. Oh. Okay. One very clearly thumps to the ground, having taken too many deep breaths in of the smoke, into a coughing fit. The other one is still trying to do something that you can't see because it's inside the ball. That's their action. Neither one of them succeed at breaking through the barrier. Back to the top. Quinn.
I am going to follow Nash on the way out, carrying my trays.
You see both Boomy and Tyke see Quinn carrying 3 trays of pentacles, stacked up pentacles, about 60 pentacles total, which is a large amount of pentacles. And you make your way all the way outside to where Nash is. And now it's back to Tyke and... I'm sorry, Boomy and Tyke.
Boomy, as they're kind of running past, going to go, anything else in there?
Boxes of cash.
Oh.
So he'll go in, grab a couple of boxes of cash,
Okay.
and then start making his way out.
He's got 2 big banker boxes full of cash. Tyke?
Seeing everyone run past me, he sits there and sort of turns and looks and goes, "Any survivors?"
You got the big guy, 2 in the fog, and the one that they shot.
No. My question is, are we leaving survivors?
No.
So Tyke looks straight at that barrier he's created, knowing that one's down, and just sits there and thinks back and goes, "Yeah, I've got a grenade I can summon." And he just summons a grenade inside the barrier.
All right, give me that's going to be a moderate because it's hard to see in there. So go ahead and make a summoning roll. And it's going to be -1/4 of your...
That is a 5 on the die, and my magic is 16, so minus the 4.
Yep.
Yeah, so I pass
Yeah,
that.
succeeds. So, all right. All of a sudden you hear this, and this explosion, and they are clearly dead.
And as he hears that, he turns and looks at the guy on the floor, and he's still got his sidearm in his hand, and he goes and just points at him. And I mean, he does have a martial of 8, but he can't do a magical and then a martial, can he?
Correct. I'm willing to say that this is going to be, because they're all unconscious now. It's just going to be a simple tap 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 until they're
Clean up.
Yep, it's all clean up.
Yeah.
So you all have successfully left no survivors.
And as they've all run away, obviously Tyke's eyes have that sort of cold face about them, and then he sort of looks up as he walks out, and you see that like sort of calm face reappear, and he goes, "Mission done," and he just starts walking after them.
Okay. Excellent. So you all reconvene at your vehicle, make your way back, and you now have the briefcase is not locked. As someone is driving, upon examination, there are 100 pentacles in that briefcase.
So we got 160.
Yes.
Okay.
And a shitload of cash.
And each one of those banker boxes has $30,000 of cash in it. You now have $60,000 of cash and 160 pentacles. And now, yep.
3 point something.
3.2.
3.2 for her.
I think we can
Which
round it down
will-
to 3.
Yeah, round it down to 3.
Just a quick thing. Obviously, I'm going to say that she only asked about 100 pentacles.
So
Yeah, it was very
2
clear.
pentacles.
Right? It was very clear
Good shit.
that the pentacles in this safe were personal. the pentacles in the briefcase were for delivery.
Ooh.
We've just ripped him off entirely. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, same.
All right. So you make your way back wherever you want to go. I mean, I'm assuming you're going to put those pentacles in a bag or something that Quinn is carrying.
Yeah, we'd
Yeah.
got to be smart about it, and
Right.
Look at
All
and
right.
we'd give her cut to Vangelis.
You call Vangelis. He says he looks at you and he taps his cheek and is like, "Well, at least you didn't come out unscathed." And
Yeah.
then well, it looks like you was worth your while. He will take the two pentacles that you give her to give her, and he says, "I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Should you be amenable, and you have
I'm
my
sure we
favor.
can talk. Oh yes, we do.
Should you need, you have the number to call. As always, I am good for it, and as always, the Magi thank you for your cooperation." And he leaves. He leaves, and you have a celebratory whatever at the Capitol with your newfound loot and glory. It does not take very long to hear that Donovan's has gone out of business, and that's
It's a shame, guys.
yeah. And it also does not take long for rumor to start spreading among the witch community that that the Strega are none too happy, nor are the Baba Yaga.
Sounds like a
And then-
them problem.
right?
Would you be
One more
stealing my line?
thing. One more thing. I'd like everyone, if you'd like to make to just for one more bit of information, this may or may not be obvious. Give me a. This could be a will plus academics plus lore, or will academics plus occult, or will academics politics.
Oof, none of those things.
Nope.
Will academics occult? So that would be be 11, and I rolled a 9.
Excellent, Boomy. Of all people,
The
Boomy
mountain boy.
the mountain boy, catches wind that apparently the Baba Yaga have forged a contract with the Magi about dealing with stolen and other things. They were supposed to have a deal with the Strega.
I may have rolled against a target number of 13. A 13.
You rolled a 13?
Nice.
Excellent. Final roll of the session. Critical success. Absolutely find out that Vangelis had went around Lucy's back and not only stole, not only belittled her by coordinating with you all, but also brokered a contract with the Baba Yagas that she could have been okay with that if she got the contract with Baba Yagas, but she didn't. So now they're really upset. They are very upset, and they may have a target.
Oh no.
All right. I think that'll be a good place to, unless you want to do one final thing.
No, I mean,
No,
I can't think of anything.
No.
All right, one final
Like,
quip.
Tyke takes his share to the shelter of the cash.
Oh, of course. It
Okay.
does.
He gives them over the money and says, "Please use this money to help others."
And they are extravagantly happy. Just
Nash,
over the moon.
Nash takes his share to the brothel.
There's a brothel called the Pale Lotus. It is a witch brothel.
Yep. That's where he's going. That's his maiden voyage.
All right, so the next week he's basically
Just gone. Yeah.
gone. Right.
If you hear screaming, do not come to my rescue.
All right. So thank you so much. I had a great time. I hope you had a good time as well.
Amazing.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yes,
It was
so
really cool.
It was good to see the group together. I was very, very happy that I got to be part of that. And as always, have a great time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank
mate.
you.